All right, everyone, welcome to our first episode of our new video series titled Mr.Beer Reviews, where we do beer reviews from Mr.Beer, hence the clever name, right?
Indeed.
So this is only found on our YouTube channel. You won't see these videos anywhere else. This is where we're going to review craft beer, commercial beer, home brews, our recipes, basically anything that has to do with beer. We will review it and let you know what we think, if we like it or if we think it sucks, or just how it rolls. Today I'm joined by Zach, customer service representative and brewmaster extraordinaire, and Ashley, customer service representative and brewmaster extraordinaire as well. They have a lot of brewing knowledge, a lot of beer knowledge, and if you've seen any of our videos, you've probably seen them before. So the four beers we got today are Duclaw Brewing, Sour Me Unicorn Farts, I said about laughing, Half Acre Beer Company Daisy Cutter Pale Ale, Raleigh Farmhouse Ale is the other one, Hazy IPA, and Omme Brewery, Three Philosophers with a bourbon barrel aged aspect to it. Backwards. There we go. All right, so basically we're just going to drink them, talk about them, which hope you like them or not, and give you a thumbs up or a thumbs down. So the first one is the Sour Me Unicorn Farts. So I will let Jack pour and then actually pour while I read the description of it here. So this is a glittered sour ale, right, with real glitter in it. Fruity cereal, I got some on my fingers, it tastes good. Fruity cereal, a trio of real fruits finished with a sprinkle of natural mineral-based edible glitter. So it's a collaboration between Duclaw and Diablo Donuts. I've had Duclaw, never had Diablo Donuts. They use Tetninger hops, Pilsner malt, light wheat, and torrefied wheat. It's rated 89 on Beer Advocate. Do you see any glitter in it?
It's
not really.
pretty mild, but as Ashley pointed out before we went live, the glitter they use biodegrades relatively quickly. So
Yeah, there's a date on this thing. No date. Oh, well, I guess if I read the instructions, we got some glitter in our beer.
Oh, I got to shade
You got to
it.
swirl it.
Oh,
That makes
come on,
sense.
Robert.
All right. Sorry, totally my fault on that one.
That's all right. The next one will be extra glittery.
That's true.
Surprisingly, the tetning does come out on the aroma.
Yeah, it does.
Usually with sour ales, a mild hop like that, you wouldn't get it, but it's there.
Actually, not bad.
I'm not a big fan of sours in general,
Yeah.
but it's pretty good. And you can actually kind of taste the cereal come through towards the end, because I guess this is based off Fruity Pebbles donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get it on the very end. It's like,
Yeah, it kind of lingers in the back.
there's kind of like a bright orange pop in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it. That's the taste. That's what's good is you guys can describe beer really well. I drink beer really well, so maybe I'll learn how to describe it over the course of all these videos.
And I think as it warms up, that cereal note is going to really start to push forward too.
Yeah, usually the case when it comes to the maltier side of things.
I don't mind that. I mean, for a beer named Unicorn Farts, I expected something a lot worse.
Kind of. I was almost expecting sweet.
I feel
Yeah.
like a unicorn fart is the best possible variety of fart.
Well, I guess if you're going to rank farts, yeah, that's fine.
It's got to be right up there.
This is what we've descended to, folks.
That's how I would rank.
Sorry.
And this is the first one.
Oh, gosh.
And call me crazy, but do you almost get do you remember how Sunkissed smells, the soda?
Mm-hmm.
I get a little bit of that too. It's really interesting.
That's not bad.
It's probably more in the nose than the flavor, but I'm sure it's
Yeah.
you could pick it out if you really wanted to.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad at all.
You gave me a filthy glass, Robert.
I washed those before we got started.
saying.
Sorry. Well, they did come from the warehouse, but I washed them before.
He washed them with his mind.
That's right.
Mind washing.
With my water.
He brainwashed them.
All right. The second beer we got is from Half Acre. I think a lot of people heard of that. They're out of Chicago. Pretty popular. We got them out here, last year?
Yeah.
So.
That's what's their Daisy Cutter Pale Ale. The description just says blended pine, citrus, papaya, and mango. It's dank, apparent biscuit, lingering, obscenely dry. That scored 93 on Beer Advocate.
Nice.
So our highest rated beer out of the ones that we are trying.
You like a dry beer.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for a pale ale, I've had this one before. It's really good. I feel like everything is hazy and crazy these days.
Yeah, it's nice to see some pale ales out there kicking butt.
It's got some aroma to it.
The color on this
It's
one's
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like the slightest bit of chill haze, but it's pretty. It's just a beautiful beer. It glows.
That's a pretty color. So we can make a clone of this called Buffalo Grass Cutter. So we got that Buffalo
I
Grass
thought we were trying to get rid of that here. Let me just make a note of that.
I feel like the bitterness like lingered really, or dissipated really quickly. Like the first sip was really bitter, then after that it kind of just.
That's the nice thing with dry beers is that there's not a lot of linger.
It's an interesting dichotomy too because it's dry. You can even just tell by the appearance that it's dry, but it's super juicy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not IPA levels of juice or bitterness, but it's a good pale ale.
Yeah, definitely a pale ale. I mean, they're hard to find these days.
And they keep their hop profile pretty locked down, but I'm trying to figure out what I'm picking up in there. Definitely sea hops for sure, but then maybe some Amarillo too.
Yeah, there's gotta be some of the newer.
Yeah.
The new wave.
Yes.
The new wave of hops. I don't mind that one at all.
Yeah, 5.2%, a good solid brew without knocking your socks off or
a good summer beer.
And considering how dry it is, the bead on it's really actually pretty nice.
Yeah, it makes a pretty good blaze.
It's a solid beer, especially considering you have a dirty glass. Right?
For sure.
All right.
Yeah, that's one to remember.
Yeah. So this one we have Raleigh Farmhouse Ale. I believe they are out of Matt's neck of New Mexico.
Yes. Nice.
Let's see, he's not here. A little foamy there.
Those wild yeasties.
Woo!
Good catch.
Excited.
Got it.
Oh, it's pretty.
Oh,
It is.
I'm not going to enjoy that one. I can already tell.
So,
yeah, not a big fan of the funky beers. It doesn't taste like an IPA. It's a pretty color. So description. I just pulled this from their website. So it's brewed with Weyermann extra pale Pilsner malts. Weyermann Munich 1 for a hint of color and a lot of flaked oats for creaminess and mouthfeel. They use a blend of Eldorado, Kohatu. I've never heard of that. Kohatu.
It's a New Zealand.
Yeah, I believe the
Yeah,
lot.
that's a New Zealand hop.
And YT hops. That's my.
They sort of have the market corner in a lot of funky, dank, and fruity hops.
Okay.
Yep.
It's for that juiciness, and it fermented with a farmhousey yeast strain to keep it in line with their brand. So it's
There's like Eldorado
IPA.
right on the front though.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like,
Yeah, that's definitely.
oh yeah, it's just like here I am.
I'm not a fan of Belgians.
Mm.
I mean, I don't,
It's definitely got the peppery.
but I don't get how you can call that like a hazy IPA. And I guess it's a broad category.
It is. There's
It
nothing.
reminds me just like a
Huge.
Belgian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically what it is with the yeast kind of really coming forward.
Yeah.
The juice kind of plays a background note to it, but it is more Belgian than anything,
Yeah.
definitely. If that's your style.
If that's your style, you would
Go for
You
it.
would dig this one for sure.
It's not your traditional hazy or juicy IPA, that's for sure.
Yeah. No,
And I feel like the yeast is really bringing out that, what was it, the Munich in there?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Munich.
I feel like I can really pick up on it.
Yeah. That one did not have a score on Beer Advocate. It wasn't on there.
I do kind of get the old like Band-Aid
Mm-hmm.
out of it too.
It's a little bit, I would almost describe it as soapy. It's almost a little bit soapy, but not in a way that's so much off-putting. It's just more like that's
A layer.
feature of
Yeah.
the layers. Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Not like a tremendous amount, not like
No.
floral or
Mhm.
really smelly soap, but
I think
There's
it's honestly the Eldorado maybe that might be giving that off.
Yeah, that was probably my least favorite one so far.
no, I wouldn't buy it myself unless I was looking for
I
that.
like that style.
But I wouldn't turn it down.
Yeah. I'm always really keen to unicorn farts right now. But That was really good. All right, so we're going on our last one here.
Unicorn farts ruined you.
It
Yep.
did. It did. It did. All right, so we have Omme Brewery, 3 Philosophers. So I think they have
Mhm.
3 different versions of this that I saw. They have their original, they did a bourbon barrel, and then they did a wine, I think, or something like that. I can't really remember, but they said that the bourbon barrel one took the ABV up from 9.4 to 11.4.
Sneaky.
So, it's really getting you there. So it's a deep burgundy hue with a fluffy off-white head. It's from an aging process. It's brewed with flavors of caramel, raisin, dried fruit, molasses, vanilla, and aromas of oak, vanilla, and subtle hints of cherry. Obviously, the body is ample, but it still finishes faintly dry with lingering hits of malt, bourbon, and cherry. Like I said earlier, the aging in the barrel took the ABV from 9.7 to 11.4. It's got a score of 91 on Beer Advocate. It's actually not as dark in color as I thought it would be. That's a really pretty looking beer.
Well, it's a
It's
Belgian quad,
it's
so
a
it's not
quad,
like
yeah.
an imperial stout or anything. But that being said, it's definitely, you get bourbon all over the nose.
All over that. Oh, you can taste it too.
But those cherries,
yeah.
man, it has like
Wow.
this candy, almost like one of those cherry cordials.
Mm.
It's got like
Oh, yeah.
that. It's so
This is-
sweet. on
This
the
is like
nose.
an after dinner, like sipping beer.
Like a
This is a good night.
digestive-
Yeah. This is like,
This is, I'm
but
done.
if you drink a can like by yourself, this would definitely be a good night beer.
Yeah.
How long do they age this one for? Did it
I
say?
didn't say. No, I couldn't find it online. Let me see. 6 months.
Wow,
Yeah.
It's
they
pretty
pulled a,
substantial.
yeah, they
Flavor.
pulled a lot of complexity
Yeah.
out for 6 months.
Freshly emptied bourbon barrel.
Oh,
So
okay,
that's
they're
why.
just- yeah.
yeah. They weren't sitting around.
No.
Yeah.
And you can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bourbon is super strong.
It's right up front, but it's not necessarily overpowering either. You definitely get the Belgian quad through it rather than just bourbon.
Well, some bourbons or bourbon barrel aged beers will be very sharp. This one is remarkably soft, considering that it's got a lot of bourbon in it.
And considering it's 11%, it does not taste it. This is definitely a sneaky.
Yeah. This one will sneak up on you.
Careful.
All right.
You have a lampshade on your head.
All right. So what was your best beer out of the 4? What was your favorite one?
I would say that the Daisy Cutter is probably my favorite of these 4, just because it's hard to find a good pale ale,
Yeah.
and B, they did a phenomenal job with it.
I don't want to be cliche, but I mean, okay, so I have 2 favorites.
Okay. That's allowed.
And I'm allowing
That's
myself
allowed.
to pick
Okay.
2. So definitely the Daisy Cutter, because the hop bill is just incredible.
Mhm.
But then also the Unicorn Farts.
Because
I mean, partly because of the name, but also for the fact that I just think it's a really well done
That was a
sour.
good beer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was a good sour, especially with the glitter in it. I was turned away. I was like, glitter. No.
And I think that'd be a good intro sour to get someone like
me,
on
more
the,
into sours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was
Or-
supposed to have like a trio of fruit, but I couldn't pick that up at all.
Yeah.
I got just orange, like bright candied orange more than anything.
Right. I think I got most of the cereal flavors than the actual fruit, but I don't
That's
know
good
what fruit's in it, so
Yeah.
it's hard to pick it out.
Been in a sour mood though, so I would go with that also.
Nice.
But I think a good intro to sour would be our mango sunshine sour.
Oh, definitely.
Definitely plug. All
Yeah.
right, so that's going to wrap it up, guys. We appreciate you watching the video. Hope you enjoyed and had a laugh at our expense. If you're interested in making beers like these, we already plugged one of our beers, or if you want to make beer that's better than these, possibly,
Yeah.
head over to Mr.Beer.com and get yourself a beer making kit. We have a special offer for listeners of this video series where you can get 20% off any of our 2-gallon beer making kits. All you have to do is create an account and use the coupon code Mr.Beer-TV. That's MRBEER-TV. I'll hopefully use some cool skills here and put it up on the screen for you. If you do not create an account, the code will not work. We'll have all the details in the video description below. And make sure you're following us on all social media platforms. Just search Mr. Beer. And that's it. We appreciate you guys watching. We're going to try to turn these out a couple times a week at least because we love drinking beer. So
Yes.
you can't beat that.
It's a tough job.
Sipping
Somebody's
beer.
got to
Someone's got to do it. All right, cool. We'll see you guys next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.